everybody, Beau Cottington here. We're at my shop here in San Diego, California, and this is going to be a little intro of sorts to a video series I'm going to put out about my 1972 Suzuki LJ20. Now, a friend of mine, Jack, found this in a junkyard years ago. I think it was 2021. He came by the shop I was working at the time in Ocean Beach, California, working for Lance Smith at Race Rods, and basically this was on a trailer. It was really banged up at the time, and it just looked super rough. Anyways, so he said, hey, you know, are you interested in this? He knew I was looking for a Suzuki because I had a 1986 Suzuki Samurai, little tin top, little lift, off-road bumper, some lights. Really awesome car. I loved it, but unfortunately I had to sell it when I got divorced in 2013, so I've been kind of looking for one ever since, and Jack knew that, and so he kind of had his eyes out and found one. So anyways, he brought it by, made me an offer. His offer was a little high for what I was looking at, kind of looked worse than it was, but he told me it was pre-smog, which was very appealing because when you're doing a restoration or a build, if you can be pre-smog, you don't have to deal with a lot of the regulations on what parts you can use, and so you have a lot larger palette of parts to use, especially here in California where everything is very regulated. And so anyways, I wasn't really interested, so I just was like, okay, thanks for bringing it by, I appreciate it. He took off. I slept on it for a while and just kind of kept thinking about it. No other Suzukis really presented themselves that I could buy, and so I called my friend Jack again and said, hey, you know, can I come by and take a look at it? And he said, yeah, I've got it cleaned up now, got some new tires on it, I've got it stored in the back of a shop I'm renting in Pacific Beach. And so I said, all right, let me stop by and check it out. So I was able to go look, see the body clean, and it wasn't as rusted as it seemed like it was the first time I saw it. The paint was horrendous. It was yellow originally, and someone had painted this blue paint over it and did like some contour stuff, but they didn't prep it. So the paint was just flaking off everywhere. It was horrible. But I got to get a look at the engine, and thankfully they didn't paint over the original tags for the engine information and the VIN and all that. So I was able to see all that stuff, get some information to take home and kind of Google it and learn about the vehicle. And then, yeah, so at that time I didn't really want to buy it either. I was just kind of taking a second glance at it, and so I told Jack, hey, you know, I'll get back to you, and he's like, no problem. And so he still had it on the market and was trying to sell it, but his price wasn't that low, so considering the work that had to be put in there. So anyways, some time went by. Jack moved shops from Pacific Beach over to Lemon Grove. And I contacted him and just said, hey, you know, you still have that? And he said, yeah. And I was like, I think I want to get it, because I was just kind of captivated by the pre-smog designation and the fact he had plates for it. It was currently registered. I didn't have to deal with any of that stuff, so that was pretty appealing for me, because I'm a creative guy and I wanted to do some creative stuff on the build, and I didn't want to be hemmed in by regulation and smog situation. So I went and checked it out, and we worked out a deal. I didn't have his full asking price up front, and so he said, well, just make a couple payments and then I'll keep it here for you, and then as soon as you're ready you can come pick it up. So I was like, all right, you're making it hard to say no. Basically didn't have to fork out a bunch of beans like right away, so was able to just kind of pay it off when I got some extra cash, and he was right down the street from my shop that I was working at, Race Rods Spring Valley, which was where we moved from Ocean Beach. And yeah, so then I went down to pick it up out here in Lemon Grove at my buddy Jack's shop, Bronco Jack. Dude's got a bunch of Broncos. That's his truck right there too. Pretty cool. It's for sale if anybody wants it. But yeah, picking up my 1972 LJ20. My boss is nice enough to let me use his tow rig. It is quite the head turner. So yeah, we're about to get this thing loaded up. What are you doing, Dutch? You're the first passenger. There we go. Stay there, Dutch. Good girl. You're used to it. Stay there. Stay there.
All right, that's probably good right there. A little more, a little more. Yeah, take another 2 feet. All right, right there, yeah, right there. Drop her down.
I'm just thinking, just stare right on it.
So we've picked it up. How you doing, Dutch? She doesn't like this truck. Too many roll cage bars. But yeah, we picked her up and we're driving back to the shop. Pretty excited. It's been a while. Got a lot of work to do, but yeah, mission accomplished.
All right, so we got that out of the way. Bit of an origin story for the Suzuki, where it came from and how I got it. Now I'm gonna end it there for today, but there's a lot more to this story that you're not gonna wanna miss. There's a lot of twists and turns on how I got the car to where it is now and where it's gonna go in the future. So be sure to subscribe. If you can also like and comment, helps my channel a ton. If you've watched this far, I really appreciate your time, and we'll see you in the next segment.